Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this Tacoma. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder hybrid paired to an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 326 horsepower and then 465 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So I will say, finished in the flat white paint, that makes the Trailhunter definitely a sleeper. I'm used to seeing this in like bright colors. Anyways, you've got your iForce Max badge there on the side, Trailhunter there on the headlight, which is really cool. And yeah, you got the fancy Tacoma headlights. You still get the bronze here on the front with the light bar below it. You got the rigid fog lights as well, extra skid plate protection underneath. So yeah, it still looks good. It's just definitely a lot more stealthy than some of the other colors on this. What's definitely not stealthy are these wheels. So 265 by 70 by 18 in the front and in the rear is the tire and wheel setup. You can see the bronze finish there. And these are solid all-terrain tires. I took one of these off-road and it did really well. This is lifted compared to regular Tacoma. You can see the Trailhunter upper control arm right there. You do get Old Man Emu suspension. I'll show you in the rear a little bit. We've got the big chunky fender flares that come with this. Trailhunter there on the side, rock rail protection. We've got the snorkel there, raised air intake's a better name for it. And then the chase rack here. On the back you can see you've got these points to hold items, which is great. And then here's kind of a look at that Old Man Emu suspension. So here's a look at the side profile of the Trailhunter here. Really cool stance front to rear. This leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. Got the drop down for the tailgate. Just hold that down and it'll automatically pop down. And this one has the bed liner, so it means it's going to be nice and sticky. And then we do get, let me switch hands, the compressor with the Trailhunter. See the whole setup and everything for it. And then the typically the hose and everything is over there in that little storage cubby. We've got an outlet here, cargo tie down points as well. Composite bed, by the way. And then with the tailgate, just lift it up a little bit and then it'll do the rest of the work for you. You got the double taillights here, and then this little button here will lower the tailgate. iForce Max there, and you can see the recovery points says ARB as well for the bumper because it's an ARB bumper. Anyways, there's the rest of the rear. Got the little lights here on the bedside too, but popping inside, you get the custom interior with the Trailhunter. Nice trim throughout. And I like the seats too. And unlike the TRD Pro, you actually have some space behind the seats. You don't have the shock absorber seats. Got some charging ports and everything. But just like any other midsize pickup truck, not tons of legroom, but you do get decent headroom in the back. And with the hybrid, you lose the underseat storage. Now this leads us up front, where again, you've got lots of nice soft touch trim here. Trailhunter down below. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. 1215 is the payload capacity. And if you're running on the gross vehicle weight rating, 6835. And here's the front seat. Again, it's got the cool gray trim. All of our adjustments here on the side. And then you've got this for the tailgate to add auxiliary items for your stability control. Steering wheel, by the way, is manually adjustable. And then for the fog light and light bar, that's down below. And something that's really cool about Toyota's new fog lights in their vehicles is you can do either just the regular white light or you can do the yellow. My Land Cruiser does that, for example. Here's a quick look at the steering wheel. Nice perforated trim on either side so you can get a better grip. We've got our volume and voice command controls for the center, adaptive cruise control with lane centering, turn signals / light stock, windshield wiper stock. Got Toyota's fully digital gauge cluster here, which you can customize what you want it to show information wise. I do really appreciate this. It's nice to be able to see what you want. It's also a nice heads-up display, and then we've got the camera system here. Bunch of different viewpoints with the camera, so it's a nice 360 system. And then you also have the off-road view as well. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, Pretty quick response time. It's very large in terms of the screen size, so everything's easy to read. Got Toyota down below, and then you can see here with the glove box storage. Nice trim on the exterior of the glove box. We've got our dual zone climate controls, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, phone charging pad here. We've got our USB ports, shifter for the 8-speed, get your parking brake and your auto hold, and then drive line select. It does have a 2-speed transfer case, and you'll notice that we also have our multi-train select, crawl control, tow haul mode, and you twist, by the way, to change through all of that. And then we've got our trailer backup. It's for the camera, your rear locking differential, stabilizer bar, disconnect, cup holders. So storage, it's kind of like a Wrangler in terms of storage space. Got a nice trim here on the top. Camera, rear view, mirror, and then we do have a power setting rear window. No sunroof. Now total MSRP is $65,030, so it's about the same price as a TRD Pro. Kind of talk about all of that in a moment, but let's take it up. Well, let us set off in the Trailhunter. I lived with one of these for a week. Cool pickup truck. Definitely my preferred version of the new Tacoma out of everything. Because, I mean, here's the deal is you want to get the hybrid with the new Tacoma because the non-hybrid is not bad, but the hybrid is so much better with the power delivery. And then if you get the hybrid and you're going to do some off-roading, you might as well go Trailhunter because the TRD Pro has no backseat space with those seat shocks. And then the TRD Off-Road Premium, which that's what this is in terms of the interior basically, with the iForce Max is so close in price to this, you might as well get a Trailhunter for, I would say, resale value long-term, and then also just like all the extra kit, it's worth it. But some of you might argue with me on that. I do think it's cool that Toyota's doing factory overlanding. It's like they're trying to, I mean, obviously they're incorporating aftermarket companies to help build this out, but it's also like, they're like, you know what, we don't want people to go and do it themselves anymore. We're gonna be the ones that take control of this whole modifying Tacoma stuff. Obviously you get the cool sound from the raised air intake. Roll down the window so you guys can hear it a little bit. It's fun. It's definitely a cool part of this vehicle, and it helps because the 4-cylinder doesn't sound that good, so having a little turbo blow off noise definitely helps out with this engine. But yeah, I mean, I drove this up when I had that demo for a week, drove it up Parley's, took it off-road, and really fantastic truck. There was nothing that I threw at it that I felt like it did poorly. I didn't get the EPA numbers, by the way, the fuel economy. It got pretty good. It was like higher teens for the fuel economy. And this was when it was warmer, by the way. And then off-roading, I mean, it's a beast. It doesn't have the comfort that you'll get out of the TRD Pro off-road because the shocks with this are made to be more durable. If you don't know, with shock absorbers, you have either high performance or long performance, basically. So high performance shocks don't, like, you do daily driving with them and they get beat up. Basically, you have to not repair them, you have to rebuild them quite often. Shocks like this, you're never gonna have to rebuild them, but they're not gonna be as comfortable off-road. So they'll be able to do this daily driving stuff and the off-roading stuff and just be durable throughout all of it. They just won't have the performance. So it's like, you got to decide, do you want performance in certain off-road situations, like the best performance, but then give up longevity, or do you want the longevity and have a little bit less performance? But yeah, overall the Trailhunter drives really well. It feels special, it looks cool. I don't really have anything negative to say about the Trailhunter. I mean, obviously people gripe about the price. It is expensive, but I mean, you look at how much it costs to modify Toyotas. It's not cheap. Toyotas are actually pretty expensive. That's what I've discovered, and that's why, if you guys follow the channel, I've been doing a little build on my Land Cruiser, and the reason why I've done such a stock plus build is because of how expensive it is to modify these vehicles. I basically just took my factory roof basket, used that for the spare tire. I am doing, you know, some mods like an auxiliary fuel tank, and I'm adding some rock rails, but other than that, like, everything else stock. So having this from the factory, I think, is pretty nice because it does bring down the overall cost compared to if you did this by yourself. If you went and got a Tacoma and threw on bumpers and the raised air intake, and you did the rock rails and the extra skid plates and the chase rack and the air compressor, you know, onboard air compressor, everything that this has, it adds up very, very quickly, and it'll be more expensive than what the Trailhunter costs. Even if you did a previous gen Tacoma, if you took the previous gen Tacoma, like a Tier D Pro, and you added everything that this has to it, you would, because that was like a $52,000 MSRP, that would still be more expensive than this. So just something to consider. But let me know what you guys think about the Tacoma Trailhunter here.